Welcome back to the world that was, and today's battle report between the Warriors of Chaos and the Empire. Today's battle is Hold the High Ground, one of the narrative battles from the main rulebook. The Empire army has been slowly retreating in front of the advancing Warriors of Chaos horde, and having lost enough men and land, the Empire General decides to turn around and face them once again, picking what he sees as a strategically important point. Though outnumbered, if he can hold these hills, it may even yet break the back of this advancing Warriors army. So this is effectively a standard pitch battle, except the hill is worth a bonus 500 victory points to whoever holds it at the end of the game. So it's very swingy if you can hold that. The hill is this larger hill in the back corner here. There will be an objective marker or something on it just to help signify that. And the hill is considered to be held if only one army has models that are on the summit. If both armies are on there, it's contested and neither side gets the points. So that's the mission. Let's take a look at both the armies. So this is 1500 points of Warriors of Chaos, led by an exalted hero with halberd. He's got Mark of Nurgle, Scaled Skin, Dragon Helm and Dawnstone. Also an exalted hero, Battle Standard Bearer. He's got the Crown of Command and Enchanted Shield. Got 21 warriors with halberds, Mark of Nurgle and a full command group. 18 warriors with shields in a full command group. 5 warhounds. There's 5 Chaos Knights with ensorcelled weapons. They've got Mark of Khorne, and there's a musician and a Standard Bearer. Standard Bearer in that unit's got the Gleaming Pennant and a Gore Beast Chariot. And this is the Empire force defending the hills. It's led by Luther Huss, who's also got a Master Engineer, and a Captain on Pegasus, who is carrying the Battle Standard. He's also got an Enchanted Shield. There's 2 units of 10 crossbowmen, each of them has got the champion and the standard bearer, and a blob of 10 and a circle knights with full command and the standard of discipline. There's a great cannon and a hellblaster volley gun. This force only gets 75% of the chaos force, so this is 1125 points. Deployment for both sides is complete. Let's have a look how they've set up. Worth noting that in this scenario, the attackers deploy their entire army first, so the chaos put everything down first, and then the Empire got to reactively deploy to that to represent the Empire digging in and making their adjustments as the enemy come rushing towards them. So looking at the chaos, we've got the unit of 18 warriors with the BSB holding the flank, the bigger unit of Nurgle warriors with the exalted hero. Next to them are the knights. We've got the warhounds, and hiding around behind the church, which is probably fairly sacrilegious, is the Gore Beast Chariot. Spinning around to have a look at the Empire. Got the knights out on this flank, looking to probably get a charge into the knights or whatever comes up this way and head them off. We've got the Hellblaster volley gun in the middle as well, looking down there, again, inviting people to come onto it. Got the rest of the artillery on the objective hill with the 2 units of crossbowmen in front of it and the BSB on his Pegasus right in the middle. In this scenario or mission, the attacker gets the first turn, so it's going to be Warriors of Chaos turn 1 next. Warriors of Chaos turn 1, and their turn is done already.
Well, that was straightforward.
It was. There was nothing which was within charge range, so everything has just moved forward. The knights and warhounds, you held them back a little bit, didn't you? They're just wary even of the charge from the knights, sort of baiting each other a little bit there. There's no magic in the army, and there's no shooting, so that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Come back for Empire turn 1. Empire movement phase is complete. They haven't done a whole lot. The knights have shuffled back and over to the side slightly. They are 18.9 inches away from those Chaos Knights, who do have the Mark of Khorne, so it's a leadership test, or they're going to have to try and make a very, very long charge. If our praying wasn't up to much, let's hope that our shooting is. We're going to start with the cannon, which is going to be opening up down into this unit of warriors here. We're going to go 8 inches back from the BSB's base so that an 8 would hit him. Not an engineer on this side, but do we need him? So we're 4 inches away from him. 6, so we've hit the BSB. We'll be bouncing through to the guys behind. I think you're going to take a look out, sir.
Yep.
Go for it then. Oh dear. Without giving too many spoilers away, there's some deja vu from a previous battle report here. So the BSB has been hit. That is not great start for you. Can I wound him? Yes, I can. And it's D6 damage on him for 4 wounds. Pretty sure that's NDBSB. We'll double check. I don't think you gave him any magical, any ward save. No. So we'll double check him and then do the damage on the rest of the unit. BSB only had the 2 wounds and doesn't have a ward save, so he is slain along with 3 of his compatriots behind. Poor guy only got finished painted about 12 hours ago, didn't he? So
must be new model syndrome.
Yeah, certainly is. We're going to open up with the 2 units of crossbowmen going down into that same unit. Let's see how much damage they can do. First unit fired, got 3 hits, 1 wound which was saved. Can their counterparts do any better? No, they can't. We've got 1 hit there. Looking for a 4 to wound, and no wounds from them. Okay, that has not been brilliant. Let's see what the Hellblaster can do. Opening up with the Hellblaster, using the Engineer with his ballistic skill. How many shots do we get? We've got 8, 14, 24 shots. This is very, very nice. 24 shots coming in, hitting on 4s. Then we're going to be wounding on 3s. 12 hits, which was perfectly statistically average. And on 3s to wound, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's slightly more disappointing. It's on a -3 because of armor piercing, and they've only got heavy armor. So that is just 6 that are slain straight away. Excellent. Which is going to put you on a panic test. You do have the Exalted Hero in there.
Here we go.
Yeah, they're absolutely fine. Okay, and that's going to be the end of Empire turn 1. Pretty successful turn. Let's come back, see how the warriors respond. Start of warriors turn 2. Only possible charge is those knights. Are they going to try the long bomb into my knights?
No.
No? Okay, so it's going to be a leadership test to restrain their frenzy. Leadership 8 with the general there anyway, and they've got the gleaming pennant. 8, they have just passed it. So we'll get the rest of the stuff moved. And with there not being any charges, that will be the end of Warriors turn 2. Warriors movement and turn is complete. The block of warriors over on that flank have marched full pelt forwards, hoping that they can withstand the firepower again. In the middle, things have been a little more cagey and hopefully tactical, Michelle was saying. So the Nurgle warriors have marched forward, wheeling a little bit but going full steam. They are in charge range of the knights, and it would be a front charge. The warhounds have then run up either as an alternative charge, but where they're facing, it's going to draw the knights well out with a Gorbeast chariot waiting for them and the knights behind. Or if the knights decide to charge the Nurgle warriors and don't break them, there's going to be a flank charge from the warhounds the following turn. So some decisions for me to make in my turn, but that's it for the Warriors of Chaos. They're going to be closing on the Empire probably on the next turn, if not sooner. Can they withstand the firepower that's coming their way before then? Start of Empire turn 2, and I'm in a bit of a quandary. Issue is, the Warhounds are in a position where they can realistically get a charge off against the Hellblaster on Shell's next turn, and I don't want to be losing my artillery now. If I charge the Warhounds with the Knights, I'll almost certainly break them, and then I end up in this killing zone here, waiting for a Gorbeast chariot to smash into me, and my Knights are massively out of position then, which I don't want. We have checked it, and it is definitely a front charge into the Warhounds, not on the flank. Next option would then be to shoot at the hounds with the Hellblaster, but that seems a little bit of a waste when there's a big block of scary Nurgle warriors coming towards, and there's still obviously the knights behind there. So I am going to charge the block of Nurgle warriors with the knights, because I can deal with the warhounds elsewise, and we can power up Luther. So that's what we're doing. Maybe it's the wrong decision. Let's see. 11 knights have made it in. I presume that you're just holding with your warriors.
Holding fast.
Yeah. So there'll be no other charges. We'll get that one moved and come back for magic. Let's see how the winds of magic go. It's an 11. And my warrior priest can try and channel, which I forgot last time. So I'm on max of 12. So Luther's starting with his prayers. He's going to start with Unbending Righteousness, which is his special one that makes the unit stubborn. Go with 3 dice on that. That one is off. Are you letting it go or?
Letting it go.
Letting it go. Okay. So we are stubborn. What's the more important one? Let's go with Hammer of Sigmar, which is the re-roll failed wounds until the start of the next combat. Yep, that one's gone on 10, 16. Are you gonna let that one go?
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go.
Oh, okay. So we've got that off, which brings me to probably the important one, Shield of Faith, which is my 5-up ward save. Can I get this irresistible? No, I can't. What have I got there? 6, 10, 13. Right, can you get 13 off 6 dice?
Here we go.
And the answer is yes, you definitely can. Shooting phase, and the cannon is opening up on the same unit again, aiming again 8 inches back from the front guy's base. So we're 4 inches away from his base. 4, so we've just hit the one chap. Do we kill him? Yes, so that's 1 dead, and then we'll open up with both units of archers into the same unit as well. First unit, now that they're at short range, have managed to get 6 hits. Looking for 4s to wound, so 3 wounds. 3 saves on a 4-up then. So that's 2 that are dead, and it's a rinse and repeat with the second unit. Again, that's pretty good shooting from them there. Looking for 4s to wound. Not quite as good that time. 3 more saves then, please. 3 more saves. Yep, another one that dies. With the 4 that have died from that shooting, it's another panic test. 7, they pass it, they're absolutely fine. Okay, let's open up with Hellblaster Volley Gun, which is going to go into the Warhounds. I think it's not as glamorous as going into the Knights, but the Warhounds are the ones that are posing a bit more of a risk at the moment. How many shots do we get? 2, 8, 10. Still just at long range, so it's 4s to hit, even with the Engineer. That's very good. We'll take that. And 2s, I believe, to 3 1s in there. But that's going to be 3 or I think 4 dead. So it will be a panic test on your Warhounds. Be able to use your General's leadership. So they are staying put, leaving, I believe, just the 1 Warhound left. Moving into the combat phase, and who are you issuing a challenge with them for your Eye of the Gods?
I'm actually going to pick my Exalted Hero.
Okay, it's makes sense for him to step forward, and he's the biggest, baddest guy you've got, and I will answer it with my biggest, baddest guy. So Luther Huss is going to step forward, and I'm going to power Luther up for this as well at the start of the combat phase. Well, you say scared, I just say sensible. So the Exalted Hero is going first, but before he gets to swing, let's see how powered up Luther has gone. It's D3, which significantly is going to be his weapon skill. Yes! Weapon skill 8, which puts me weapon skill a point higher than you. So you are, in fact, now hitting on 4s. And that is pathetic. So you've got one lousy hit there. Do you want to roll to wound? You've got a halberd, so I think you're on strength We'll double check. The 2 to wound, of course, didn't wound because with my D3 extra to my toughness, I was in fact toughness 7. So Luther now has 5 attacks back. I'm weapon skill 8, but you have Mark of Nurgle, so I'm still only hitting on 4s. That's 2. Okay, we can still kill you. And I'm strength 9 because it's 4 base plus 3 for his power up, putting him on 7 and then plus 2 for the great weapon. So strength 9. I'm wounding you on 2s and there's no save here, so anything but a 1. Yeah, that's 2 that have gone straight through. Exalted Hero's only got the 2 wounds. He is dead. Forgot that, of course, I managed to get my prayer off for re-rolling the failed wounds, so we re-rolled those off camera, and it was another 3 wounds that went through onto that luckless hero of chaos. So it was 5 wounds inflicted on total. The warriors have been swinging back, and they've got a decent number of hits at strength 5, wounding on 2s as well. So let's see how many of these can get through as a wound. All of them. Yeah, so we've got 3, 6, 9 wounds that have gone through. These are on -2, so it's putting me on 3 up saves. That's 5 that have failed, but again, thanks to... Oh no, we didn't get that prayer off, did we? No, so that is just 5 that are killed. Well done. 6 attacks backs now from the remaining knights. Luther does give me hatred, so hitting on 4 5s because Mark of Nurgle for the -1. 3 natural ones there, and can reroll thanks to the hatred. Wow, I mean, that's a full house. These guys really, really hate you. Strength 6, toughness 4, 2s to wound. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that have gone through there at -3 and is no save. So 6 more slain. We'll get the horses done, see if they can do anything. But this has been a pretty successful combat for the Empire. There's just not many knights left, and there's still some horrible units to come forward towards the very squishy artillery. Both units taking pretty heavy casualties there, but the Empire got 13 points of combat rares. Warriors only got 6 back, so it's beaten you by 7. It's a snake's eyes for them to stay here. No reroll because your BSB's long dead as well. No, they're gone. I am... yeah, I'm going to be running and chasing you down. So, do you want to see how far you run? 9, not bad. Can I catch you? No, 8. I can't, but at least I get the standard for some VPs there. Get that one. Oh, we'll do the panic test actually because that's breaking within these. So we'll start with the remaining cat. He is gone because they're not that brave without having your general nearby. And the corn guys are immune to psychology, of course, aren't they? So they're going to be absolutely fine. Warriors turn 3, and we do have some charges coming in this time. We've got the Warriors who are going for this unit of crossbowmen, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They're going to need an 8. Do you want to roll for them? I'll be standing and shooting, but let's see if they make it in first. 8, yeah, they've just made it in. We'll get the stand and shoot reaction done for those in a second. Before we do, let's see. The knights here are going for the Hellblaster. It's a long one, but I can't stand and shoot you, so I guess you might as well have a go. You need an 11.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh, 10. Very, very close, but no cigar. We'll get the stand and shoot reaction done, get those ones moved, and we'll try and rally the fleeing troops as well, although I don't think there's much hope for that lone Warhound over there. End of the movement phase, the knights have stumbled forward after failing their charge. Gorbeast's chariot is still advancing up on this side. The warriors down here did manage to rally and have turned around to face the knights bearing down on them. The Warhound didn't manage to rally, rolling ridiculously high for his leadership, but then rolled triple 1s on his fleeing. So he's not moved very far, but I don't think he's coming back. We've got 16 attacks coming into these hapless crossbowmen, hitting on 3s. I'll grab those and we'll see how many we've got for the wounds. 11 hits. How many wounds can we get? Looking for 3s again. It's looking pretty good. Any that go through here are just straight kills. with no armour. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crossbowmen that are cut down. That leaves me with 3 left to make my futile attacks back, which I only hit once. And I don't wound. Okay, this is not looking good for these guys. Quick bit of maths on them. You will have noticed that the standard bearer is in the back rank. We're aware of that. It's because when we split this unit down into 2 units of 10, they're on regimental filler bases, and the guys that are aiming forwards, I can't put them in the back rank. So rules-wise, we're playing it properly. Aesthetically, they're not quite in the right place, but it makes sense that the banner goes behind the guys firing, I guess. Anyway, that's just for anybody who picks up on that. You got 7 for kills, 8 for charging, 9 for rank, 10 for standard, and I've got 1 left for the standard bearer who's still standing there. So it is going to be a snake size. I am running. I take it that you are going to be pursuing me?
Yes.
Okay, let's see how far I go. It's 7 for me. How far are you going? Only a 4, which, interestingly, isn't going to be enough to get the cannon, I don't think. Do the other unit of crossbowmen hold their nerve with their friends breaking behind them? 9. No, they don't. They're running as well. I think they're going to be off the board with whatever they get. 7. That's not great. Just before we move on to the Empire third turn, did roll a panic test for the cannon after the unit broke from combat. They passed it. The other crossbowmen have fled off the board after turning to flee from the closest enemy unit. And had been forgetting about the extra +1 combat raise you get for commanding the summit. It wouldn't have affected either of the combats so far, but one of the extra rules in the mission is whoever controls the summit, all combats, they get a +1 bonus for holding the high ground, regardless of whether or not that combat takes place on the hill or not. So it will be Empire turn 3 next. Empire turn 3, and the movement and magic is complete. The knights went crashing into the noble warriors there. They couldn't fail that charge. The battle standard bearer flew back to start threatening the rear of these noble warriors advancing on the hill. The crossbowmen miraculously got a snake size to rally. However, that vein of rolling very, very low continued into the magic phase. Did manage to get the Hammer of Sigmar prayer off for the re-roll failed wounds. Really wanted that Shield of Faith one though, and on 5 dice I rolled a total of 8, which was very, very easily dispelled. Crossbowmen can't shoot because they've rallied, but we do have the cannon lining up on these warriors. We're going to fire the grape shot, so let's see how many shots we get. 8 shots, that's not bad. Let's see if we get any hits. 8 shots, even at that range, only translated into 3 hits. Looking for 3s to wound. That is 3 wounds. It's armor piercing, so you're looking for 6s now then, Shell. Oh, there they go. Well, I got 2. Wow, 2. So only one of them is blown down. Crossbowmen can't shoot. Next one is going to be the Hellblaster, who's going to go down into these knights. Been considering whether I should shoot into the Gore Beast, but I'm hopefully going to annihilate these knights, and they're posing more of a threat. So, how many shots does this one get? Okay, I can re-roll a misfire dice, thanks to Mr. Engineer who stood there, so that will be the misfire dice. Look at that. Okay, so that's 1 misfire. That means we're halving the remaining 2. So that's 4, which is a 2, and 6, which is a 3. 5 shots for 5 knights. They are still just at long range, which meant that 5 shots translated into 3 hits. Did manage to get that through into 3 wounds though. Armor piercing, so it's effectively a -3. You're looking for 4s here then. Oh, they've gone all over the place. But we passed 2. Only 1 knight is shot. Chaos Warriors have swung first, being at the higher initiative. Still put out a decent number of attacks there. Front rank all put out 2, plus the champion with his extra 1. And at strength 5, they've managed to get 9 wounds going through. It's on -2, so these are looking for 3 ups to save the knights. That's a pretty good roll. Only 2 who were cut down. Let's see how many the knights get back in return. Thanks to their superior weapon skill and the Mark of Nurgle, the Knights were hitting on 5s. Only managed to get 1 hit, even with the hatred granted by Luther, but that went through into a wound. The horses, though, did equally well and also managed to trample a warrior to death. Let's see if Luther is still on his killing rampage. Not quite as beasted up as he was before. Only got the 2 attacks now, which are hitting on 5s because although he's weapon skill 5 with a -1 for Nurgle. Re-rolling those. He's got 1 hit. Strength 6 with his great weapon. Yeah, that's another one that goes straight through. So the Knights have won this combat, at least. They've got 3 for kills, 4 for charging, 5 for the standard. And the Warriors, in return, have just got 2 for the kills. So Knights beat them by 3. Let's see whether or not you can keep your Warriors in the game then, Shell. This could be quite an important one. What are you rolling up there? It's 6 and a 1. 7, they're off. Warriors turn 4. The warrior blob up in that corner has gone into the cannon. Crew have stepped forward to try and defend their war machine. The Gorby's chariot is just out of charge range. It's about 18.5 inches away, so can't do it. Knights definitely can. Need a 13. Well, they're 13 inches away. Movement 7. We're looking for a 6 then, Shell. Can you get them in? Let's see. Oh, dice have gone everywhere, but yeah. Yeah, that's a very good roll. The Warriors of Chaos have carried on their flight away over there, as has this Warhound, who's continued his sprint towards the edge. Gorby's chariot moved round, and the crumping combat was very crumping. The Knights and the Warriors both did far more than they needed to chop down the hapless War Machine's crew. Knights have overrun into the Engineer, and these Warriors have overrun into the Crossbowmen. Things are looking a little bit bleak for the Empire now. Knights are a long way away. It's going to come down to the BSB. Let's see what he can do in that unit. Can this Engineer hold the line against 4 angry Khorne Chaos Knights? Let's find out. Empire turn 4. Knights have gone galloping back across the battlefield, desperate to try and help reclaim this hill. The BSB has gone into the back of these warriors who have charged into the crossbowmen. No shooting this time. We'll try and get some prayers off and then we'll come back for the combat. Even though only 2 of the knights could get into contact with him for striking blows, the Engineer was mercilessly cut down. The knights overran and moved off the table, which is probably best for you, I suppose, Shell, because it does help protect from a charge from these guys, although it's no use off the board, I guess. This combat over here, we have swung with the Warriors at the front, who have chopped down the crossbowmen as expected. Same initiative as the BSB, but the crossbowmen. Warriors are going to do their attacks back into the BSB first. You've got 6 attacks going into him. That's looking pretty good. Let's see how many wounds from that you get. 4 hits, strength 4, toughness 4. You have got 2 wounds that have gone through. Grab my dice. Move yours out of the way. Enchanted Shield did take him down to a 1+ save, so only taken the 1 wound, and he is here to reclaim the hill. He's got his 3 attacks, all of which have hit. This is good. I'm strength 6 with the lance, so I'm wounding on 2s. Oh no! That 1 successful wound did manage to go through after Shell failed the armor save and parry, giving me 1 wound. That's it. 3 for charging with the rear bonus as well. 4 and 5 for having a battle standard bearer. Warriors, on the other hand, only got 3 for wounds and 4 for the standard. So the Warriors have been beaten, albeit only by 1. Can you keep them on the board? Oh, 8. They are gone. We'll see how far they run. And am I going to pursue you, actually? Or do I want to restrain? I mean, you're probably going to go off the board. It's your turn next. There's a unit of knights still to come back on. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to hope that they just run far enough and disappear. Am I off the board? Ah, dear me. Decisions. I'm going to measure it first. A 7 is enough to take them off the board. So I'm going to chance it. I'll play the stats, or probability, and I'm going to hold the hill. Let's see how far you run with your guys. 5, 6. Oh my gosh, this game just keeps throwing up the twists and turns. So I'll have to take my leadership test, I suppose, not to overrun you. Let's see, maybe with a bit of luck now, I'll fail that. Hey, 9, I have. So I am coming after you. See if I can beat you. 6, 8, yeah, but I might still just about be on there. We'll get those done. We'll come back for Warriors turn 5 next. Turn 5 for both sides is complete. The knights came back on where they'd left, wheeled and moved forward a little bit to threaten the hill. Gorebeast's chariot came up behind them. It's just been slowly trundling across the board most of the time. Warriors over on that side, right over there, continue to flee and are almost off, as did the Warhound over on the other flank. Empire turn was also fairly uneventful. The BSB have flown him onto the hill and the knights have come up to support. I had quite a long think about what to do here, and I think this is my best option. The knights, Chaos Knights, are now going to have to charge the BSB to get him off the hill. BSB's probably going to die. He's on 2 wounds, and these are very scary Khorne knights coming into him. When he dies, because they've got Frenzy, they're going to have to overrun, and if they overrun, it is not far to get off the board here at all. If by some miracle the standard bearer survives and manages to hold, I've got the knights lined up for the flank charge, and if the Khorne knights have legged it off the board and off the table, well, this is turn 6 we're about to move into. They're not coming back. Knights can gallop onto the hill and claim it for their own. Sounds good, except the Gorebeast chariot. That can see the knights, and there is the possibility of a charge there, which could really wreck my plans. So we're set up for a pretty tense turn 6. Obvious things are the 2 charges, which are the knights into the BSB and the Gorebeast into my knights. So which one do you want to roll for first? Gorebeast. So your Gorebeast. It is third one. It's 14, 10, 6. The Gorebeast has made it in to my knights. Ow. We'll double check whether that's going to be flank or rear in a moment. And then this one over on this side. We haven't actually measured this one yet, but it's definitely within range. And when you roll a 10, 17, they're in as well. So both charges have gone crashing home. Let's see whether Empire have anything left. Impact Hits only managed to get the 1 kill on the it was on the unit champion, so he's gone, and Luther Huss has stepped up to try and stop this rampage, I guess, and save me the game. The Charioteers are attacking first. Let's see how you do with them. Oh, hold on my camera. So you are weapon skill 5. That's only 1 hit. Wow. Okay. There you are. Let's see if you can wound you. I've got your halberds. 2 puts you on strength 5, toughness 4. That's no wounds. Wow. Luther has survived for now. We do, of course, still have the Gorebeast itself to go. How does he do? 1 hit from the Gorebeast. He is strength 5 as well. That is a wound on him. He's what? Minus a lot. It's going to be straight through onto my... Oh no, we'll have a heavy armor binding. 3, 2, so 5 up save and a 4 up ward. Pass the 5 up. 0 wounds from a Gorebeast chariot. Well, 1 on the champion. No others on the charge. Let's see how Luther does with his attacks back. He's got 2 with hatred, but not that I need it on those. And I'm strength 6 and toughness 6. Looking at 4s to wound. That's 2 wounds that go through. It's on a -3. You're a 3-up save, I think, aren't you? Yep. So 6s. No. So that's 2 wounds that I get. 3 with having a standard. You've got 1 for charges, 2 for flank, 3 for your kill. So it's a draw, but I have a musician. Goodbye, Gorbeast Chariot. Can you stay here? Where'd that one go? 6, 2. The Gorbeast Chariot, 8. Having lost by 1, I think that's gone. Yeah, we checked and double-checked and triple-checked. Gorbeast Chariot has definitely lost that combat and failed its leadership test on the break test, and it's gone. I have passed my leadership test not to pursue you. I need these knights here to charge up onto this hill if this goes well, I suppose, and my BSB manages to survive. Equal initiative at initiative 5, so I'm going to do my attacks first. I've got 3 from my captain, all of which have hit. Strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds, so 2 wounds on a -1, looking at 2-ups. Yeah, you pass both of them. 3 knights in contact with my BSB. Both weapon skill 5, so you're hitting on 4s. You done? What's that last one? Pick those up for you. Yeah, okay. So 7 hits. Let's see how many of those you convert to wounds. With your ensorcelled weapons, looking for 3s to wound. How do we do? Okay. Well, you've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds that have gone through there, and these are at -2. I'm looking at 3-ups. I need a lot of them. Yes! Just the 1. He survived with 1 wound remaining. I mean, he might not, of course, survive the break test, but he has survived thus far. We'll see if the Pegasus can do anything back and work out the combat res. Pegasus didn't manage to do anything. Chaos have got 3 points of combat res for the charge, the standard, and the wound, and I have got 1 for having the BSB. So I've lost by 2. Leadership 8, so I'm down to leadership 6. However, I do have the hold the line, so I can roll it on 3 dice, and with the BSB, I can re-roll it. This is... Although, do I want to re-roll it, and do I want to risk you running off? We'll cross that bridge. Let's see if I pass it first. Wow. Yeah, he is definitely hanging around. So the BSB, absolute hero, is staying in there. We're ready for a turn 6 charge from the Empire Knights and Luther Huss to clear you off this hill and hopefully salvage me the game. Can we do it? So Empire turn 6, final turn of the battle. This is all that's left now. The warriors fled off over that side, and the Warhound. I'm 10 inches away. I need a 3 with Swift Stride. Yes, we've made it in. Get those guys in, and let's see if I can do enough to clear off the hill and clinch the game. The crucial combat. We're starting with the BSB, who is at the same initiative as the Knights themselves. I've got 3 attacks with him, of which 2 have hit. Strength 4, toughness 4. I'm looking for 4s. Nothing from him. Okay. Let's work out how you're going to divide your attacks here then, Shell. I'm guessing you 3 into him and you 1 to the side. Let's see how they do and what's left. So the Knights have swung, hit the BSB, and then rolled to wound. And that was Shell's wound roll. 1 wound has gone through. This is a 3-up save for me now with the -2 to keep the BSB on the board. Well, alive. Can I do it? 3-up to keep him. Oh, no. Well done. BSB has been cut down. Oh, that's frustrating because that would have been a good point of combat res if I'd have kept him on there. Never mind. You've still got your attacks to go into the flank, into my knights there. And then we'll get a chance for me to swing back. The knight on the flank attacking to the side managed to cut down one more of my knights, and my standard bearer in retaliation didn't even manage to hit, and that's despite the rerolls for having hatred with Luther. So the last attacks of the game is Luther going into these knights. I need something good here to try and a chance of breaking them with his 2 attacks. Hatred. He's got 1, strength 6, 2s to wound. Oh dear. That probably just about sums it up really, doesn't it? So he hasn't got the wound. We do have 2 attacks from my steeds. Neither of those hit. Well, sorry, one of them hits. And he wounds. Okay, come on, angry horse. No, because he's only strength 3. So let's work out the combat res for this all-important one then. In terms of the chaos, they've got 2 for wounds, for killing the musician and the final wound on the BSB. 3 for having the standard. Empire have got 1 for the charge, 2 for the flank, and 3 for having the standard. The chaos, however, do still have a musician. I've lost by 1. Luther Huss, to keep me on this hill and contesting it, we're looking for a leadership 8, because he's 8. I've got the standard discipline, put me up to 9. So leadership 8 to keep me on the hill. Can you do it, Luther? Don't fail me now. You've been such a beast. Oh, just. We stay on the hill. The hill is contested after 6 turns. All that's left of this Empire army is Luther and his trusty standard bearer next to him. There's not a whole lot more left of the Warriors army. There's a fleeing Gore-Beast chariot and these knights who have definitely been your MVPs today in terms of the amount of damage that they've put out. So it is going to come down to victory points. Let's go work them out. We've had the abacuses out and we've worked out the final victory points. I managed to score 1,395 victory points. That's given me an extra bonus 100 for slaying the general and 50 from seized standards. Shirl and the Warriors managed to get 799 victory points. Again, bonus 100 for battle standard bearer and 25 for seized standard. So the Empire have done it at quite extreme cost, given that those are the only 2 that are left, but they have resoundingly won that battle on victory points. Although the points themselves are not particularly close, I've scored almost exactly double, well, almost double what Shell scored. It was incredibly close. If I'd failed that leadership test at the end then, and Luther and his standard bearer had turned and fled, those 2 models there are worth 450 points to me, and with the bonus 500 points that it would have given Shell for holding the hill, that would have been it. You'd have won it, yeah. So it literally came down to the final dice roll of the game, which I think is fantastic. To be honest, that's how back and forwards it's gone. I thought I was doing really well on the first couple turns as you were just slowly trudging towards me and I was just getting to shoot and blast away at you. And the minute that your unit started hitting home and crunching through my very, very squishy crossbowmen and backfield, I thought, oh dear. When my knights started gallivanting off after your warriors as well, I thought I'd made a mistake there, but it all came back to that final turn. Really fun scenario to play. Definitely recommend giving that a go to anyone else. So it's called Hold the High Ground in the narrative battle section. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully COVID restrictions starting to ease. We might get a chance to get some other armies back on the channel and play on some of our other boards as well. But just stay safe, everybody. Keep watching our videos. Please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.